Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Deputy Chief Chandler with Richard here. We wanted to come live to you just to give an update on the imminent winter storm that is approaching our community, and we should begin to see snow sometime this evening. I got Rich with me. Rich is our local in-house weather nerd, and Rich, always glad to have you. Thanks for being in the office with me this evening. We came in a little early today just to do some weather prep, ensure our staff is prepared for the event that is expected tonight and into early next week. And here's what to expect. Super dangerous cold through Thursday morning, with the coldest period expected Monday and Tuesday, with wind chill values in both nights near below zero. That's cold for us in our area, so you want to be sure you stay warm. Snow will spread into our area around 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. tonight. And by midnight, it should be close to 2 inches of snow on the ground. Of course, it's going to continue snowing after midnight as well. And we could see anywhere of 3+ inches of snow. There's high confidence on that. And possibly 5+ inches of snow, which is on the lower end confidence. So this evening, we also had a call with the National Weather Service. They do these updates for local governments, and we listened and we're a part of that. So a lot of the information that we have for you is directly from them. We're not meteorologists. We just get to relay what they tell us, and they do their best to predict what is going to come. Moderate impacts are expected, which means hazardous driving conditions and some closures or disruptions of infrastructure could occur with the snow that is expected. If you haven't heard, Wilson County Schools has already closed for Tuesday, and they also want us to be aware that they could close the entire week just because the impacts that are expected. With the long duration of below freezing temperatures, snow will be very hard to clear and melt, especially on your back roads that buses have to travel down. The sun will come out on Wednesday, so hopefully that will help melt the snow. But I think, Rich, Thursday evening and Friday is another weather system forecasted for our area, could bring some more snow. So we are under a winter storm warning starting at 6 o'clock this evening, and it will last until 6 a.m. on Tuesday. And our area, Wilson County, is right in the middle of it. Here's just the expected snow amounts. We are in the 3 to 4 inch range, but right on the line with the 4 to 6 inches, and near us is 6 to 8 inches as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. On the winter storm severity index, you see we're in the orange. That's the moderate impacts. So there is going to be some dangerous driving conditions in our area. So if you do not have to get out once the snow starts impacting the roads, we hope you don't, leave plenty of time for our crews to work to clear the roads and, of course, salt them, doing whatever they can to try to make it safer for everyone. But again, with those cold temps as low as they're going to be, it's going to be really hard for the treatment to work. Dangerous cold, wind chills through late Thursday morning, our area around the -6 on the wind chill. So very, very cold. And I think Richard has some good information about that on, what exactly do we do in such cold weather, and what's the difference between a winter storm watch, which is what we were under and still under until 6 p.m. And then at 6 p.m. we're going to this winter storm warning. Rich, what kind of information do you have for us?
Yeah, sure thing, Deputy Chief. So, folks, you remember my favorite graphic we used during severe storm season with the severe storm tacos, the watch tacos, how to tell the difference between a severe storm watch and a severe storm warning. Kind of the same thing applies to winter storms, right? So winter storm watches kind of are telling you conditions are favorable. If winter storm watches are issued when winter precipitation of some type is going to be possible, whether it's snow, sleet, freezing rain. It means it's possible. The chances are good. Things in the atmosphere are clicking just right. So you just need to be prepared and be aware. And just like when we're talking about severe weather, severe storm weather, such as rain and tornadoes, we're not passing this stuff along to you to get you scared or to make you nervous, just to help you be better prepared and be aware so you can make yourself and your family more comfortable in case it does happen. And now with the winter storm warnings, just like with the tornado warnings and thunderstorm warnings, those tacos, right? It means the conditions are favorable. It means things are expected to happen. So all those things are popping just right in the atmosphere. The winter precipitation, whether it's snow, sleet, freezing rain, is expected to happen, means it's coming. One way or another, it's going to happen. So travel is going to be dangerous. There's going to be delays. Road conditions are not great. So like Deputy Chief said, if you don't need to be out in it, don't be out in it. That way it makes it better for all of our road crews to be out, our public works teams, our TDOT teams, our emergency services. If they have to be out taking care of business, they can be out taking care of business.
Thank you, Rich. And we're going to be keeping you informed throughout this entire winter storm event. The lady on your screen, that is Sammy Kincaid. She is our newest public information officer. She helps us in police, our fire department, and all the different services across the city. Justin Beasley is actually out on maternity leave, and we're glad to have Sammy start recently so she can handle those duties while Justin Beasley is away. And she's already provided wonderful updates with our public works crews who are already out and about. So if you don't follow the City of Mount Juliet on Facebook or Twitter, get on there, and Instagram as well. Get on there and follow them, because a lot of good information is going out about how we as a city are already out working hard to ensure our roads are as safe as possible and to serve our community as best as we can with the resources that we have. Thankfully, our community has a lot of great resources when it comes to snow preparation and also snow removal. Since early this morning, a staff of 12 people and 6 trucks has already been active serving this community. We have a salt brine mixer available to us that's properly stored and very effective when it's placed out. And they've been brining our roadways all throughout the major roads, through neighborhoods, and also Mount Juliet Road, Lebanon Road, Central Pike, all these different roads. They're laying down that brine to try to do whatever it can to limit the amount of impact that this snow is going to do to our roadways. And they will remain on call through the duration. Once they are able to start plowing the roads, they will get out and begin plowing as well. But 12 people, 12 dedicated men and women with the Public Works Department and our 6 trucks will be out full force to ensure that the roads are as clear as they can. But, we see frustration sometimes, Rich, when we have the snow and people are like, why aren't they clearing the roads? Why are the roads still icy? They're still slick. We should have all these different resources out there doing whatever they can to clear those roads. And they are. Our community has the most snow prep and tools available to them than any other community our size around us. But if it gets as cold as it is getting, that equipment and those men and women can only do so much to keep the roads as clear as they can. And that's where we just advocate to people, please just stay home, stay safe, let these teams do their work, let these teams catch up with what is falling and what is impacting the roadways. But we are blessed as a community to have the resources that we have when it comes to snow prep and also snow removal. And I am just so thankful for that crew, for all that they do. They work nonstop. They sleep in those different garages as they're trying to service the community, because it really is a 24/7 operation when we do have big winter weather events that is forecasted in the coming days, starting this evening. Also, a way to stay informed is be connected on our MJ alert system. This is the text alerts that we provide our community. All you have to do is send the text MJ to the phone number 67283 to get registered, and you are registered for a text system that we provide throughout the community and update you on all different types of things. But when we are dealing with winter weather, we send out a lot of updates about the roadways, any closures that could be affected by the winter weather. They also do blast notifications too. So all you have to do to register for that is text BLAST to the phone number 67283 if you want the updates about construction blasting that could happen out there. Rich, you have some good information about driving safe in the snow. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So if you do have to be out for some reason, as we all know, just take it slow. Ice and slow, take it slow. Ice and snow, take it slow. Just slow and careful, y'all. Each year there's over 1,000 deaths and 100,000 injuries due to vehicle crashes in the wintertime. Those are some staggering numbers. And if people just take it slow and easy, those numbers will drastically reduce. Some of the best tips that I've ever heard of on this graphic right here, clean off your vehicle before you go driving. Because a lot of times you think about cleaning your windows off, but you don't think about cleaning off the roof of your car or the trunk of your car. Those big chunks of snow and ice on the roof of your car and the trunk of your car can fly off like big chunks of debris off of a big truck and can cause a lot of damage to vehicles around you while you're driving and potentially hurt someone. So make sure you clean off your car properly before you drive, and keep it slow while you're driving. Don't use your cruise control in this kind of weather, y'all, Because if you hit an icy patch or a slick patch, such as black ice, for example, that car is going to try and keep driving that speed. It's going to potentially get you out of control even quicker. And make sure you leave plenty of distance between you and other vehicles, especially those snow plows and salt spreaders while they're out there working. They need plenty of room to be working on those icy roads.
Absolutely. Good stuff there, Rich. And can't forget our pets, folks. They will be outdoors too. You want to ensure that they are warm. If you think there is a pet that is outdoors for an extended amount of time, please give us a call. Our animal control team can go check on them to ensure they are okay and that they are kept warm. But they have to have shelter, and shelter for them can be a doghouse with plenty of items in that doghouse to keep them warm. But our animal control team does a great job ensuring that they respond to these different type of complaints. But you want to be sure your pets are taken care of.
Yeah, definitely keep them warm and dry and indoors if you can. Make sure they have plenty of food and water that's not frozen. And when you take them outside, make sure you keep them bundled up. And when you bring them in, make sure you check their paws. A lot of times snow and ice can build up in the pads of their paws and could injure their pads, potentially causing some injuries and infection. A lot of people don't think about that when they bring them back in from icy and snowy conditions. So just make sure you take a little extra special care of your four-legged buddies when you're bringing them in from this kind of conditions.
Yeah. Thanks, Rich.
And of course, take care of ourselves as well. Take care of yourself and your neighbors and your family. Just depending on how you take special care of how you dress in this kind of weather. And of course, with what we're going to be going through, you got to look for that extreme cold little graphic there. Plenty of insulating layers. You don't want them to be really tight because you're trying to build that air gap so that warm air insulates inside of your clothing. So several loose fitting insulating layers, some good gloves, a couple of layers of loose fitting pants, some good waterproof boots, super important because if your feet get wet, you know how miserable you're going to be. A good outer layer of a jacket, something to cover your face, because especially with these low negative wind chill factors we're going to be experiencing, your skin can freeze in a matter of a couple of minutes, and that's never a fun time, right? And a good warm hat, because you lose a lot of your heat out of your head. So make sure you have a good warm insulated hat on your head as much as you can.
Yeah, and check on your neighbors, the elderly, your friends, those who may not be as fortunate as you are, to ensure that they have heat and are well taken care of. If there's anyone in this community that you feel does not have heat to stay warm, please give our police dispatch a call and we will send an officer to go check on them. We have resources available to us to ensure that that person is taken care of and to ensure that they are in a warm place. We don't want anyone in our community to ever be cold, and we have resources available to them.
I think that's all I've got on my graphics. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Great stuff, folks. I just want to remind everyone, you'll see this image out there with many plows going up and down Mount Juliet Road, all our different side streets and neighborhood streets. We just want to remind you to please, please, please do not crowd the plow. Do not pass them. Let them do their work. They're out there just trying to make roads safer for everyone who is out there driving on them. Typically, when we see this, four-wheel drive vehicles who have high confidence, the motorist has high confidence they can drive on a certain roadway, they like to pass these vehicles, and we just want to be careful and not pass them. Let them do their work. They're having a hard time already operating the plow, also driving the vehicle and making sure there's no cars around them. In years past, because it was so frequent, we had to put police vehicles with the plows to prevent people from passing the plow. So just want to remind you, please, please do not pass the plow or crowd them when they are out working. Those men and women are just out there trying to serve us as best as possible. They're working very long hours to try to make our roads better so we can get businesses back open, so we can get back to normal everyday life. So we really appreciate what our public works teams do. And we hope to see this. We hope to see plenty of people out sledding safely. You'll probably see some of our officers jumping in as well, just having a good time with everyone. Again, with sledding, you want to be sure you dress warm, but also check the path of the sled to ensure there's no debris hiding under that snow that could be dangerous. You also want to be careful when sledding down roadways that there's not vehicular traffic driving around, because it's very hard for both the sled and the motorist driving in slick conditions to control their vehicle or their sled. And we don't want to see anyone hurt. I always reflect when I think about this, a call I responded to in Hickory Hills not too long ago, where a young teenager was sledding and hit a mailbox, and it sheared the mailbox post in half. That person had to be transported to the hospital. Thankfully, they recovered from their injuries, but it can be dangerous, and we just want to be careful for everyone. So find you a nice hill somewhere, if it's on private property, and ensure that you have permission, and just enjoy yourself as we have the snow here for the next couple of days. And Rich, you have the radar pulled up. It's pretty close to us. I know it's already snowing in Memphis, and we have some pictures of that to show as well. But folks, we'll begin to see impacts this evening. Around 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, it's going to start snowing. And when it does snow, it's going to start impacting the roadways because the road is already cold. You can see on some of those images, the off ramps are completely white. Only some lanes are, passable, it seems, with the traffic that continues to drive on the snow. But as it gets colder, that snow does not melt as easy. And what does melt turns to ice because it's so cold. So you definitely want to be careful. If you're going to be out tonight, please take it very slow. As far as your police department, we are prepared for this. We have placed ourselves under what's called a tactical alert. That means all of our staff is placed on call to ensure that we have plenty of police officers available to respond to any incidents that may occur throughout this winter weather event. Our extra scheduling takes place at 6 o'clock this evening, and we'll have a command staff member, one of our lieutenants, constantly here throughout the event to ensure that we are serving our community as best as possible, but also working with the different resources that are available to us through our fire department, our public works teams, and Wilson County EMA, all working together to ensure that our community remains safe throughout this winter storm event that is occurring. Rich and I are here for any questions. If you have a question, type those in the comments. We'll be glad to get to it. And I think we already have some questions through here, so I'm going to scroll up and just try to do what I can to answer everyone's questions.
I'm glad I'm not the only one waiting for a blizzard. Thanks, Gigi.
Rich likes blizzards. I do not. I'm hoping for 0 blizzards throughout this event. Looking here, Richard's question: what time is the snow supposed to be moving in? Got to go to work, and she's praying that I can make it home safely. So Jennifer, the snow will be here between 6 and 8 p.m. Once it starts to fall, roads will begin to become hazardous. So if you're traveling home this evening, say around 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, the roads will be hazardous. So be careful if you do have to go to work tonight, because getting home will likely be a little bit difficult. And we'll have plenty of officers out there doing what we can to help people who become stuck or run off the roadway. But again, if you don't have to get on the road when the roads are hazardous, we, of course, advocate to please do not get out and drive. We understand that there's situations where people cannot get out and about, cannot not go to work, right? And they have to get out and about. So we get that. But if you don't have to travel, please do not travel. Once roads become super hazardous, let the different teams do their work to try to clear the roads. And then once they're clear, you can start to get back out on the roads. Let's see what else we have. Always just kind comments from our community, thanking us and just never take it for granted. What a wonderful community we live in. And we appreciate you all so much. Carrie, thank you so much for that. Carol with a question probably about the brining and snow removal. What about Old Lebanon Dirt Road and John Wright Road that border the Kelsey Glen neighborhood? So Carol, all our teams with the city will be focused on all city streets. So that does include Old Lebanon Dirt Road and Kelsey Glen. They, of course, focus on the major roadways. And then once those are treated, they begin to go to the other roadways like neighborhoods. It's all in a prioritization process to ensure the larger roads are clear. Then, of course, if we have any emergency incidents, they work with our emergency responders to ensure that the fire truck or the ambulance or the police vehicle can get to scenes that do pop up as well. Also, don't forget, folks, think during the 4 Ps of winter, people, pets, your pipes and plants. You want to ensure all of those are taken care of. So drip your faucets as well, so you don't have any frozen pipes. Leave the cabinets open under your faucets so the warm air can get in that. as well. Stacy here with a question. When will the roads be clear again? Tuesday. Stacy, I don't think they're going to be clear Tuesday. At least secondary streets will probably still be covered, but the sun will come back out on Wednesday. The sun is what we need to help clear the roads because it'll help heat up that asphalt to ensure that all the ice and snow can melt away. It's going to be so cold. A lot of the treatments that our public works teams are doing may not be as effective as they could be with the cold temperatures. They're going to keep trying and doing whatever they can to clear those roads, but it could be about Wednesday before we see some good clearing on the roadways. Kathy has a tip for everyone. Take your hoses off the outdoor spigots as well. Also, you have those foam covers you can put on your spigots too to help ensure they don't freeze at the spigot too. See a lot of kind words and comments, but if you have questions, type those in. We'll be glad to get to it. Rich, any updates on your end?
Oh, I'll probably be out playing in the snow while we get it, so it'll be a good time. But hopefully we don't have any major incidents. Hopefully folks stay home and just relax and get out before the snow hits and do their French toast shopping, get all that bread, milk, eggs, and butter.
Yeah, I was out and about today, did lunch, went through a couple grocery parking lots, and they're packed. A lot of people have already been shopping. And folks, if you don't have supplies, you want to be out there now getting those supplies. That's Memphis you see on your screen, and anywhere between 6 and 8, we're going to start to see snow impacts in our area. So that's only about 2 hours away. What about the radar? How's that looking? Oh, yeah. This keeps on headed our way.
It's coming at us.
Look at that.
And that mixed precipitation line is well down south of our border, just starting to creep into the southern counties there a little bit. But I'm sure once the sun goes down, that's going to turn all blue as well.
Sure. And Lee here with a New Jersey tip. If you do need to drive tonight, tomorrow, leave your window wipers up as they will freeze to your windshield in these temperatures. Thank you, Lee. And what we're going to see, folks, is heavy snow banding where it'll be light snow, and then all of a sudden there'll be a lot of heavy snow, be light snow, and then more heavy snow as it comes. And the models are showing 2 inches by midnight, 1 a.m. tonight for our area. It's going to keep snowing, and then we could see anywhere from 3 to 5 inches, maybe more, if those heavier bands hit our area. But it just depends where it all lines up, right? It's hard to predict the weather. You have your best guess, and that's what we try to go with. But good deal, folks. I hope you have a warm night and tomorrow and plans to hang out at the house and relax for the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday that we will honor as well tomorrow. And school is out on Tuesday and could be out throughout other days this week. So just be prepared to hang out at the house tonight and tomorrow, and we'll see what Tuesday looks like. Stay home, stay safe. If there's anything you need, please just give us a call. There will be plenty of officers working to respond to whatever is occurring. Again, if you have a neighbor or a friend or someone who you think does not have heat for their home or are not housed properly, please give us a call so we can check on them, take care of your pets. And if you do have to get out in the weather, please, please, please drive safe, drive slow, and do not crowd the plow. Anything from you, Rich?
Y'all just be safe, take care of each other, check on your neighbors and your elderly friends, and just be careful. Have fun.
All right, folks. Be safe. Take care.